So this job has taken a turn for the worse. The reason is because I just put the heating on to identify which is my flow and returns. Now on that radiator, there's only two pipes coming out the ground. So it looked like a standard flow and return two pipe system. I'm going to be, supposed to be changing this radiator and the one in the hallway as well. But where I came to check these two to see which is my flow, we've got that thing to there, but then that's also going across to here. And then from there we've got another T, which then returns back down to there. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, if you're a new viewer, welcome for the first time. Where have you been for the last few years? I don't know. I don't know myself where I've been for the last few years. I'm just surviving, as they say, especially in silly season. I know I keep rambling on about it, but it is silly season. But it's been a bit of a weird silly season, I'll be honest. It's not the same as last year. And speaking to other fellow engineers and other people who do YouTube as well, content, I know the last few videos, well, I don't even know about the last few videos, but recently the videos, I find them boring to edit because the content just isn't exciting. It's not like last year I had days where it was literally like breakdown, 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 breakdown. It's not happened just yet. It's the weather's just not quite been, we've not had that cold snap. We've had 1 week where it was pretty cold. We've got this storm going on at the moment, but still I've not had a day where it's just been my boiler's not working, my boiler's not working, my boiler's not working. It's more been maintenance. So I'm doing a lot of servicing at the moment, radiator changes, done a few tap changes as well, which is not something which I really do. Been doing a bit of plumbing as well as, I am still getting the breakdowns, but it's not exciting. It's not that I'm short of work, I'm short of exciting content to put out, and it kind of makes the whole ordeal, it makes it an ordeal rather than, you know, a hobby, which I enjoy doing the editing and stuff, but it just recently just feels like even me watching back the videos, I'm sorry for you guys, because if I'm finding it boring editing it, I don't know what you guys, and that's why I've just noticed all my videos recently, they've just been bombing. They've just been 8 out of 10, ranked 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I think I had one video, it was the one where the gas hob, where the pipe was buried in the wall. That one got some decent views, but I don't blame you. I'm not mad. It is what it is. I can't make up content. I can only just put out what I've got. I've actually skipped quite a bit, and the videos that I'm putting up today are pretty much going to be coming up to, well, we're 8th of December today. These videos are pretty much end of November. Now, normally my videos are about a month behind, but I've just been skipping through because it's just been boring stuff. I can only apologize for that. I can only put out what I've got. However, in this video, things are a little bit more exciting. I've got a few more breakdowns. It's a little bit more getting the mind working and trying to figure out what's going on and how to fix a few things. So I hope this one is the start of many more, which are going to be in this sort of way, but I don't know. Let's just see what happens. If you've missed out on any of the Unilite deals, you can still, although the Black Friday deals are finished, you can still get yourself some discounts. The code is UNCLE. If you use it and if you use it in your checkout, if you buy anything off Unilite, you get 25% off the full order. And also, if you like the one that I use most of the time, the IL-925R, you can still get that one for 50 quid posted. They brought out a few new lights recently, and there's going to be more coming next year as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And also, if you're looking to get your business streamlined for 2025, you know, get on top of your admin, get on top of your paperwork, check out Powered now, because I've been using it for coming up to, I think it's been a year and a half now I've been using it. And yes, I do get a kickback from promoting it, but I started using it before they brought me on board to promote it. And I'd only promote something which I think actually works. The app has brought me in money, because what I wasn't doing before, which I've started doing religiously now, is every service and gas that I go to, I'm logging a reminder in the app. And that has just, on days where I'm like, okay, especially when it comes to summer, when it gets a bit quiet, like I haven't got that much work, or much work as I would normally do, I'm getting messages from customers saying, I got a notification, my gas set is due, my boiler service is due. So the app pays for itself. It just brings in money and it just brings in work when you may not normally expect it. So again, I'm not trying to sell you anything that I wouldn't be using myself. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just saying it's there. The link's in the description. If you want to give it a go, give it a go. If you don't want to give it a go, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the video. But one thing I do want every single one of you to do today, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment. Whatever you want to say, good, bad, ugly, I don't care. Just let's get some engagement. Let's get some interaction. I want this video to do a little bit better. I'm also going to be stopping numbering the videos going forward as well. This is Day in the Life 200. I don't think the numbers hold any relevance to the video, so I'm going to scrap that. It's just going to be titles going forward. And yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to see in particular, let me know. I will try my best to get that sort of footage. If there's any how-to videos or any specific fault-finding videos that you want me to focus on, if I come across a particular job, I will try and do a dedicated video on it. But I need to know from you guys what you guys want to see. Otherwise, I'm just going to be putting out the same old content. You're going to get bored. I'm going to get bored. And this channel may die off, which I don't want it to happen. So yeah, let's end it on a positive note. Hope you all have a great week ahead and I'll catch you soon. Right, so today's job, got 3 designer radiators to fit. So getting rid of this one, got a tall vertical one that's going to go on this wall. Around here we've got 2 of these, so horizontal ones. One's going to go there and one is going to go in the hallway. Now the first thing I've found is plasterboard walls, and they are pretty heavy. So I've got some various different fixings. As long as it's not dot and dab and it is just plasterboard, I should be able to use these butterfly fixings. These are pretty good. I've hung boilers with these, so yeah, as long as it's not dot and dab, which I don't think. I think this is a stud wall because the kitchen's just on the other side there. So this should be okay. Even here, that's just a stud wall. So I should just be able to use these butterfly fixings. Let's check this wall. Right, that is a solid wall because that's external wall. So hopefully with that one, I should just be able to use the standard Fisher fixings, the duo plugs, which are solid. If not, I've got some resin on the van still, so if I need to use resin, I'll resin it up. But I'm hoping with it being horizontal, the weight should be spread a little bit more evenly, whereas on this one, we've got a vertical one. Now we've got combi, so pressurized system, so draining out and stuff won't be too much of an issue. But what I'm going to do first, because this radiator is going on this wall, before I drain the system out, I'm going to get this radiator hung on this wall. The other 2, obviously, they're going to be replaced for other horizontal rads, yeah. So I'll have to drain and then take off and then redo the new ones. But first, I'm just got all my bits out. Gonna get this hung on the wall here, and then take the radiators off, and so on and so forth. So let's get cracking. Okay, so I've just unboxed the vertical one, and luckily we have the hook type brackets, which are a lot more easier to work with than the spring type ones. And one thing to note, and it doesn't say this in the instructions, I know it's just a radiator, but still it's always a good idea just to check the manufacturing instructions in case there are any specific instructions, which on this it doesn't state. But looking at the radiator carefully, we have inlet and outlet points, so we need to make sure that our flow is going to come into there and our return is going to come out of there. And also looking on this side, it says top and back, so we know that it's going to face this way, as in that's going to be up, that's going to be the bottom. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my thermal imaging camera out, I'm going to put the heating on, and I'm going to check which is my flow, and on all of them, which is the flow and which is the return, so that I know when I'm piping them up, I pipe them up correctly. Now I know it says inlet outlet and it says top and back, but I can't see that being an issue, whether I can't see there's any difference between back and front because it's symmetrical. So, well, I've got both the pipes there, so I don't think it really matters which way the flow and returns go, because I'm going to have to cut them there, bring them surface and up into the radiator anyway. But yeah, we just want to make sure which is our flow and return, so that I can hang this correctly and make sure that I can get the pipe work to suit as well accordingly. Ideally, I want this one, I want to be able to, because look, that's coming on a bend out the floor, so what I'm probably going to have to do is maybe either sweat that elbow off or try and cut that just below there. What I'm going to try and do is cut this lower than this one, so I can bring this one down and onto the right hand side, and then this one I can bring it across and up into the left hand side one, because otherwise if I do that one into there, then that one's going to have to cross over and go there, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to try to do it in a way where the pipe work, although it's going to be surface, can have one going up there, one going back there. Like how you can see here, it's had to cross because it's gone behind it. I want to try to avoid crossing any pipes here. So this job has taken a turn for the worse. The reason is because I just put the heating on to identify which is my flow and returns. Now on that radiator, there's only 2 pipes coming out the ground, so look like a standard flow and return 2-pipe system. I'm going to be supposed to be changing this radiator and the one in the hallway as well. But where I came to check these two to see which is my flow, we've got that team to there, but then that's also going across to here, and then from there we've got another T which then returns back down to there. So it looks like this was traditionally a 1-pipe system, and I think I googled it, I think it's called a 1-point connection, where they've tried to convert it to a 2-pipe system by basically creating this loop so that as it flows through there, it should allow the water then to flow through here and back round this way. Now the trouble is, if it was a normal radiator without any inlet or outlet ports, without any baffles, then fine, it's not a problem. But these ones have got specific inlet and outlet ports, which means there's going to be a baffle inside, and the bores of the actual radiators are going to be a lot more smaller. So what's going to essentially happen is, where I've got a flow going there, I've got a flow going into there, and it will also be fighting against that. So these two sides will be fighting against each other, even though they've done this 1-point connection, which I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. But either way, I don't think it's going to work on this. I've called 2 other people as well who've been in the game a lot longer than me, and did a video call with them, showed them the system, and they said, look, if it was a normal radiator without any internal baffles, then it shouldn't be a problem. But where we've got these design radiators with internal baffles and the bores are so small, it's very unlikely that it's going to work. I've also spoken to the manufacturer. They said their radiators are not suitable for a 1-pipe system. Now, because they're about over 200 quid each, I spoke to the customer and said, look, it's not worth the risk of fitting them and then it doesn't work, because I don't think it would work. And especially I've heard back from 2 other people as well, I don't think it's going to work. So yeah, we are going to come up with a new plan, new radiators, and then I'll come back to fit them then. Morning everyone. Today's a very busy day and I'm hoping to get some good content in for you guys. So first job, we have no heating or hot water, I believe. So in here we've got a heat only boiler, condense pump, and apparently they're not getting worse. Okay, cool. F&E tanks there if I need, because I have fitted here the condense pump, and when I came before I said that that pump was making a rattling noise, and that to me means that the pump is on its way out. I'm going to try and do all this stuff live so that you guys get an insight as to how I fault find. Now the boiler is on at the moment, but there's no demand. So first and foremost, programmer, so both are on constant for the programmer. Let's put the heating on. Let's see, the 3-port motoring over. That's motoring. Yeah. Oh yeah, that pump is just rumbling. So that's going to be the issue, I believe. I reckon that's going to start overheating in a minute. Yeah, that temperature is rising too quickly. Right, let's turn the heating off now. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Actually, before I turn it off, let me just see what the temperature is doing on the boiler. Yeah, that's on S4 still. So he's saying that the burner's on, but that is definitely ropey. Right, I've got a pump on the van, so let's get that swapped out first, and then we'll go from there and we'll see if there's anything else that's causing a problem as well. Let's turn that down. I believe this one's on a, yeah, it's all on this plug or whatever. So let's get that pump swapped out, and then we'll test the heating and make sure it's all okay. I'm just going quickly and grab a pump from the van. Okay, so I've isolated the gate valves, and this is just to basically check that the gate valves are holding or not. If you've got a bleed screw, undo that bleed screw first, and you basically want the water to stop. No, that's not stopping, that's coming out quite a bit. It's not showing any signs of slowing down either. I think I got myself into a bit of trouble. Oh, there we go. I thought it came out completely. Right, okay. So that's a good way of checking whether the gate valves are holding or not. There's more water in there than it should be if they were holding. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bung that F&E tank, and then I should be able to change that pump head over. Luckily, I do have a like-for-like one, so we'll just get that swapped out. Right, I've bunged it. Now let's just check. Right. Now in theory, now water should stop. Quite a bit coming out of there. Oh no, wait, it's slowing down. Yeah, it's slowing down. Cool. Right. Doesn't look like the bungs have held fully, but hopefully it's slowed down enough for me to change the pump over. Right, I'm going to do that very quickly now. Right, new pump's in. There's the old one. Let's flip the power back on, or plug this lovely multi-plug back in. Make sure that's all on there. Now, just want to wait. Listen to this. Wait for the heating dimmer to come on. There we go. That is sounding a lot better. A lot more quieter. There's obviously a bit of air, so try and bleed these sun vents out. Oh, it's not too much air. This one's proper tight. Might need to get the little grips out. That one's blocked, I think, so I'm not going to mess with that. But the main thing is, that's not rumbling no more. Boiler's fired up. This is actually on the return, so yeah, flow's getting warm. won't get anything back on the return just yet, which is fine, but I'll check the heating in a few minutes whilst I pack up, and then as long as it's all good, we're out of here. Right, so this next one I've got is the customer's having a problem with the underfloor heating. I believe someone's already changed either the motor or the complete head on this, but it's basically not getting any power. We've got the thermostat here, so that's cooling at the moment. So you can see we've got the flame symbol on there, but there's nothing happening here. I think what I'm going to do first, because the boiler, we're in a townhouse, the boiler's all the way upstairs, this is down sort of in the basement area. Let's open up this wiring center and see if we're getting any power to the zone valve first. Oh, great. A bird's nest wiring center. Just what I want. So, right, I've got to try and find what's what. So we've got, that's the cable coming from the 3-port. The pump's going to be, should just be wired into the brown. So let me figure out what's going on here, and then we'll try and do a bit of electrical testing first. Right, here is the weird thing. I'm not sure, because it's obviously quite small and it's a bit dark in here, and even if I put a light on, I don't really think you'll be able to see much. Let's put a light on anyway, because lighting always helps. Nothing, it's not going to stick to anything here either. And I didn't bring the other light. Okay, that's fine. Let's pop that like that. Okay. Now, I'm checking the grey first. Got power to the grey. Now the brown off of this. Okay, so we're still getting 240 on the brown, and we're getting nothing on the orange. So I'm gonna hazard a guess that that synchro motor's gone. I am gonna go and turn that demand off now, and I'm gonna check, does it kill the power to the brown on this? Because if that does, then that confirms that that is probably going to be the issue. I've just turned the stat down. Now, if I check the brown, getting about 12, 13 volts, which is negligible. So that means our synchro motor on there is most likely to be faulty. So let's whip that off. I don't actually know how these come off, whether they just pull off or not, or I might just do it in situ. So I don't really want to mess around with this one. Let me go get synchro motor from the van. Right, moment of truth. So I put the demand back on from the stat. Let's plug this in. And okay, so that's good. The zone valve's starting to motor over. Now I want it to click, and then hopefully, yes! There we go. Now I believe that should be on underfloor heating. There we go. We're back in business. Synchro motor change, job done. I've never been let down by these ones from Wolseley. Part number is 340085. Don't forget that. Keep a load of these on the van. I always keep about 5 or 6 on the van, because especially around silly season, it's such a common fault with zone valves failing. More often than not, it's just a synchro motor. If the spindle is seized, you can free up the spindle as well, so it saves you from having to change the whole valve. Nice, quick, easy repair, cost effective for the customer, time saving for you. Let's go on to the next one. Right, this next one I've just rocked up to is a radiator in the downstairs bedroom not coming on. What we reckoning. Stuck valve not turned on. Hopefully it's something simple. Let's go in and find out. bit of space, please. Thank you. That's open. There we go. It's getting heat to it now.